Hey everyone, I just wanted to create a quick video on how to apply your mixer decal. After you've prepped your decal per the application instructions, you're going to want to tape it in place. Make sure you've got good lighting because you can kind of see through the decal to align it around the large screw. Use a couple little strips of tape and tape it to the mixer. Okay. Now you're going to use a larger piece of tape and tape it in place along an edge to form a hinge. Now that you've got it taped securely in place, you're going to remove the backing paper. You want to make sure that you've got a good hinge because we're going to flip it over and remove part of it. You want to kind of pick at an edge, and at an angle you're going to peel away this protective backing paper to expose the decal. It's going to be real sticky, so make sure you don't touch anything with it. And make sure not to pull it off the hinge. Okay. Now, since we're going to be applying it on a rounded surface, we're going to cut some pleats in the backing paper, or excuse me, the application tape, so that it doesn't crease while we're applying it. Oops, got a little stuck right there. Now you want to kind of round the decal and slowly curve it over the top of the mixer. I'm going to round it a little bit so that as I lower it on the back side, it doesn't crease at all. Okay. Now you can just use your hands, rub it on. It's a good solid surface, so you really don't need to apply too much pressure. It's going to stick in place. Now you can remove your tape. And then pick at an edge of the application tape, and again at an angle, peel off the application tape. It's okay if it rips a little, it doesn't need to all come off in one piece. And then we're going to repeat this process for the back and the sides. You can cut. Okay, so now I'm going to apply the side piece. I moved the bowl out of the way so that I have a little bit more room to work, because this one's a little bit trickier as we have less area to form our hinge. I'm going to use a little piece of blue tape that I saved from the top piece, and I'm going to kind of eyeball where I want my decal to line up, as there's a space left blank where that little silver screw is. So I'm going to use a piece of tape right along the top here. You can use a couple pieces. You want to get good, as much tape as you can in that area, because we're going to again flip this over and we're going to peel the backing paper away from the application tape. You do it kind of at an angle. If any of the spots don't want to lift off of the backing paper, just press a crease in the edge of the backing paper at the edge of the vinyl where it's sticking, and you can press it back down and continue peeling. Now that we got it off, I'm going to kind of do what I did on the top, since I want a little bit of the decal to kind of wrap around the contours of the mixer. I'm going to just cut some pleats in the application tape. Just being careful not to cut any of the vinyl. And that's going to allow me just to lay it down a little more even and try not to get any creases. I'm going to lift the decal up so that I can kind of roll it down the side of the mixer. Again, I'm going to rub on it, kind of lower in place. Don't be alarmed if some of it kind of crinkles or if it wrinkles, because the vinyl's pretty forgiving, and I include extra spots if you get any creases and need to replace any. Okay. Now we're going to take off the tape. Oh, see how that spot didn't want to come off of the tape? I must not have rubbed on it, so I'm going to push that back over and just rub on it a little more so that it gets a good bond on the mixer. At an angle, I'm going to slowly peel away the application tape. The application tape usually comes off in one piece when you're applying to a flat surface. However, when you've got contours like this, sometimes it tears, and that's okay as long as the vinyl's not tearing. Okay, we got another stubborn little piece. There we go. And we've got a piece here that didn't conform all the way to the mixer, so I'm just going to use some tweezers or something with a sharp edge, and you can kind of lift up on it to release it and then rub it down smoothly. I also have a dot here that I didn't get my alignment right, so I can completely pick that off and use one of my filler dots to fill in that space. If you save a piece of the backing paper, you can stick that on and save it and place it somewhere else on the mixer. Okay, so now you're going to repeat the process for the back and the opposite side of the mixer. Once you get those applied, I've included an extra sheet of filler spots. That's going to be for you to blend the sides and the back from the decals that you've applied, or to fill in any areas that may need some extra spots. So I hope that my video has been helpful in helping you apply your decal, and I thank you for your purchase.